Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I have a review video on my Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 3 Hilt Neopixel with Proffie that I bought on Alibaba from a company named Wuhan Chenglu. I believe that's how you pronounce it, but correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really know for sure, because I'm not Chinese, obviously. But yeah. Well, what you see here is the Obi-Wan Kenobi 3 installed with Neopixel and Proffie 2.2. As you can see, I do have the Neopixel blade here that they gave me, but currently I am using a different blade that I have with it. Everything here came up to be about 485 US dollars. It was listed for 460, I believe, and then there was like some other fees or something like that, which added about 25 dollars. So yeah, it came up to about 485 US dollars total. And I spoke with the seller, and he said that he'll ship it out pretty much the next day. So that's what happened. He gave me a tracking number and everything, and I got it about a week after buying it, or after sending that order. But yeah, if you guys don't know, the person I bought it from is pretty much TXQSabers on AliExpress. I believe they recently changed the name of their store. It's no longer TXQSabers on there. They still have their the logo or their profile picture as TXQSabers, but the name of that store has changed. So yeah, they do post the same hilts and stuff like that on AliExpress as well. But I have noticed that there's some hilts that they haven't restocked on AliExpress yet. I don't know why that is, but yeah, if you, I don't think, like for instance, I don't think the OWK3 here is in stock on AliExpress. So you might have to go through Alibaba to get this hilt. Alright, so getting into the review here. I'll give you guys a little visual on the hilt. It's very nicely constructed. Feels like a real thing. Looks like the real thing. At least it looks like the master replica versions of this. I'm not talking about the Force Effects version. I'm talking about the actual master replica versions that are going for a lot of money right now. But yeah, so maybe you guys want a light on or anything. Yeah, it gets kind of dirty. You can see my fingerprints. I mean, I should wipe it off just for you guys to not see my disgusting oily fingerprints on it, but I just kind of just leave it as it is. I treat it as personal weathering. So yeah, I mean, I treat these with care. I mean, it's just a little fingerprint I could probably always wipe off at any time. So yep, that thin neck is awesome. I'm not sure what it's I'm not sure what the material is, but I'm pretty sure it's just like plated aluminum or something like that. So for the emitter, there is you're able to thread this part off. You're able to thread the emitter section off, but that became a little bit of an issue for this hilt for me. I'm not sure how other manufacturer. I'm not sure how other sellers deal with that personally. Like I don't know how good it is for them. Like Corbanth sells this exact hilt, but they install it with different chassis and different components, but they use the same exact hilt. But yeah, this particular hilt that I got from Alibaba or TXQSabers had a little annoying threading problem with the emitter section where it would like get loose, just a little bit loose, not like crazy loose, but it was loose enough to kind of feel the emitter section give it like a little wobble, or like it felt like you could feel that wobbleness when you're swinging the hilt around. And yeah, that was a little annoying. So I was constantly always trying to tighten this emitter due to that. And tightening it would make it stable again. But I kept doing that over and over, and I just got tired of it and decided to just put some like super glue on it, super glue on the threading. And doing that really helped. It stopped it stopped the emitter from doing that entirely. So that's one of the things that I kind of cheap fixed for this hilt. So now it feels like a nicely stable hilt when swinging around. Of course, it is a thin neck still, so you can only do so much with it. But yeah, for retention screws, you are only given one retention screw on the emitter here. As you see, I have a blade plug in here, but yeah, there is a retention screw here, and it uses a pretty small hex key. Let's see if I could get it on the light. Yeah, it's pretty small compared to your usual hex key size. This is your usual hex key size that most hilts use, right? And then this is the OWK3, or yeah, I believe 89Sabers particularly uses these sized hex keys. So yeah. Anyways, you get one of these retention screws. All right, let me just unscrew this for you guys. And this is the blade plug that comes with it. This is your basic blade plug. Alright, and then your retention screws right here. It sits mostly on the top, but I think that's pretty good. Honestly, I think having another retention screw might kind of be good too, but I don't know. It is what it is. Just one retention screw seems to be fine, just fine. But of course, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing anything crazy with the hilt. Being a thin neck and just having that one retention screw on a very thin, like small blade depth, and you only get like maybe an inch of blade depth. Yeah, it's about an inch. I don't have an actual measurement for you guys, but yeah. Let me see, turn on the light for you guys. as you guys can see, though inside the emitter, we have 4 LEDs in here. So even though it is a Neopixel setup, it does have the four like LEDs in here. Of course, it's not powerful enough to illuminate a normal blade, but you know, it's nice to have just to illuminate, you know, your usual blade plugs. I don't know, like this or something, like this. Turn off the light. All right, illuminate this blade plug. Alright. Or else this is your usual blade plug that comes with it. Otherwise, yeah, it has those 4 LEDs on the Neopixel pad. So for activation, we have your usual control box or control clamp or your clamp card, whatever you want to call it, your switch card. So there's 2 buttons. This is a 2-button setup, and the switches are right here. The bottom half is your auxiliary switch, and the top half is your power button. So for example, you want to turn it on, right? You just press it. It's not, you don't have to do any crazy, like, you don't have to press it too hard. It's pretty, you know, it's pretty good for not having to press, putting too much pressure on it. And this is your auxiliary button. You power it off. And of course, bank switching is your auxiliary button.
I'm right.
Ascension, Taramalico, and Solo.
Has your smooth swing, Proffie 2.2. Right. Okay. Alright. So now we'll go into opening up this hilt and showing you guys the internal components. So, but first, I'll show you guys. There's these this bottom half of the hilt can break into three different parts. This is of course your different, like, you could swap this out with either this or this. You know, you can have this if you want to just have like something for, I guess this is more for display. I mean, if you want more of a muffled sound ventilation, then I guess you could use this if you want. But I personally probably would only use this for display. You know, just to leave it on the stand and just have it for display. But yeah, either way. And then this part, the pommel here can be unscrewed as well. And then this part can be unscrewed. Of course, you could just unscrew this whole thing, and then all 3 parts comes with it. But I just want to show you guys that this part can come undone in three sections. And of course, here is your chassis, or your internal components of the hilt. And this is entirely removable chassis. All you do is pull it out, just like that. It is a little tough sometimes, but yeah. And this is your removable chassis, right? It has your connections here, similar to the POC stores. But yeah, has your connection here that connects inside the hilt. Let's see if you could get a better focus here. Yeah, sorry, the light is kind of bad. But yeah, you can kind of see the internal connection there. Yeah, so basically you just line this up back in here and just slide it back in, which I'll do when I put everything back together. But yeah, this is your chassis for this hilt. I believe they only have removable chassis like this for 2 of their models. One is this OWK3, or the Obi-Wan Kenobi 3 here, obviously, and the other one is I believe the 89Sabers Qui-Gon. But I don't know how that one looks, so I can't really tell you what the differences are. But I believe they are designed differently. But yeah, anyways, this is your removable chassis. As you can see, you'll have access to the micro USB and the micro SD card, and you have access to the Proffie board buttons here, which you'll need, whenever you want to make any adjustments or changes to the config file, or just adding sound fonts and stuff like that. But yeah, and of course you have your removable battery here. And if you ever want access to the Proffie board, you can unscrew this part off, and the Proffie board should be accessible. I've never done that, and because I haven't had the need to. But yeah, it is accessible. But yeah, this is a fully removable battery. You just pop it out, because you do need to take it out to charge whenever you need to charge, because this hilt does not have internal charging, or what is it? It doesn't have a recharge port, so you'll have to take the battery out to charge. And of course, you just plug it in here. Make sure the plus is on top, minus section is on the bottom, and you just plug this in to a wall brick charger, or whatever you want to call that, and just charge it. And you'll have like a little red or green indicator. I believe green means done charging, red means it's still charging. But yeah, you just pretty much pop it back in here. Make sure the plus is on this side. As you can see, the plus here and the minus here. Plus is obviously the nipple top.
Hello there.
Hello there. So that means that your Proffie board booted up, which is what you want. And yeah, here is your speaker. One of the other complaints, one of the other cons of this hilt is the speaker isn't the best. I mean, the speaker's okay. It's clear enough, and I guess gives you a good amount of sound. But compared to all my other hilts, this speaker isn't on par with them. So maybe in the future I would like to upgrade this speaker, whenever that is. But yeah, this is one of the things that you should consider when if you're considering on buying this hilt. Yeah, I run this speaker or this Proffie board set up almost to like 100% volume, due to the speaker here not being the best. Doesn't give the loudest sounds, so that's why I do that. Which I'm pretty sure it's not really good for the speaker. It'll probably eventually give out one day, because I'm running it pretty high. But you never know, speakers do tend to Yeah, it depends. Most speakers do last a while, but yeah, some speakers do just die randomly. So, anyways, let's put this hilt back together here. Right, give you one last look at this chassis. Yeah, this is 89Sabers. I don't really know who installs these. I hear that 89Sabers do install these themselves, even though they only sell empties to vendors usually. But I believe someone did say that if you're an official seller of 89Sabers, they do provide you with installed options. So I'm not sure how that is. Shoot. I don't remember now. Oh, okay, it's this way. All right. So as you can see, this part has two different threadings on each side. So make sure you have the pommel on the longer threaded side. I'm just putting it together before I put it on the hilt. It's probably easier doing that. And of course, I have my vented pommel that I prefer using. And then just thread it back in. So here is another issue I have with this hilt. Most of these issues, I don't know if other people has it. So don't be afraid of buying this hilt and thinking that you might have the same issues as I have, because I believe some people don't have these issues, and only I do. But anyways, as you can see, what I'm doing is, so if you fully tighten this part, it locks in the correct spot and everything. But for some reason, when I use it like this, it creates staticky, distorted sound from the speaker. So, like for example, I don't know if you'll hear it. Right here. You can hear that it's kind of staticky and distorted. Sounds terrible. I don't know why that is, but for some reason I get that. And in order for me to prevent that from happening, I unthread this by one turnaround, I guess you want to call that. I'm not sure, but yeah, I just unthread this like this, and then I just line it up the way I want it. And now the static or static sound earlier that we heard is no longer there. Now it sounds perfectly normal, like the way it's supposed to sound. And I don't know why that is. Probably has something to do with like I'm not sure, probably like magnets, like if your metal's too close to metal, sometimes it could create like problems, something like that. I forgot what that's called, but yeah, it's something along those lines, because as you can see, the speaker is like this, right? And then if you twist it all the way, I don't know, maybe it's too close. Maybe it's too close to the pommel or something like that, and it creates a distorted sound because of that. And if you create some space for it, create some space for the speaker, it makes it sound better. Yeah, that's pretty much my logic behind that. But yeah, anyways, that's how I personally kind of cheap fixed that problem. All right, so besides that, we go on to the Neopixel blade here. All right. So this Neopixel blade that they sent me with this hilt is your I'll just leave this on because I'm not gonna use it anyways. But this is your usual LGT Neopixel blade. So if you don't know, LGT Neopixel blades are pretty heavy. I believe they are heavy grade blades. At least that's what they call them. You know, your heavy grade blades or whatever for dueling and stuff like that. And yeah, these are pretty heavy. And using it with the thin neck Obi-Wan Kenobi 3 here, with the like 1-inch blade depth is pretty bad in my opinion. I mean, I did not use it on the hilt at all because from previous experiences, I did not enjoy having an LGT Neopixel blade inside a thin neck at all, because it just created so much imbalance, especially for a 36-inch blade. And you know, it just makes the blade just feels like it creates so much weight on the thin neck, and that could cause problems. I believe there was another person that I spoke with that recently bought this same exact hilt after I did, and he said he had some problems with the same problems that I did with the emitter unscrewing and stuff like that. And that was because he was also using the Neopixel blade here that they provide, which is a LGT blade, like I said, and it's really heavy. You know, having that on the hilt will create more of the unscrewing or the loosening of the emitter section. And yeah, he asked me about if I had that same problem. I told him yes, I did, but I fixed it by putting some adhesive or super glue on the threading of the emitter section. But he said that he did something similar, but due to this blade being so heavy, he's no matter how much glue he put on the emitter section, it still kept coming undone. That tells you how heavy these Neopixel LGT blades are, and how much, you know, how bad it could, how much damage it could probably, or imbalances that it could have on with the hilt or on a thin neck in general. But yeah, I did not use the Neopixel blade or the LGT Neopixel blade that they provided me. Instead, I decided to use my other Neopixel blade that I got from my other AliExpress 89Sabers Graflex. I believe it's the same manufacturer that makes these hilts and installs them. But yeah, they gave me a different blade with this one. Of course, I did get it from a different seller, so I don't know what the relationship is between that seller and the seller I got this hilt from. But yeah, I got this blade from that purchase, and this blade is a lot more lighter, and it feels, you know, I believe it just has better quality to it. It's a little brighter and everything, and feels more balanced with the thin neck. So I preferred using this inside of that hilt, and you know, it pairs up decent. It's like it doesn't feel nothing feels imbalanced or anything. I don't have much problem swinging it around. You know, besides, you know, it's your usual 36-inch blade, or it might be 36, or it might be 35, because it is shorter than this one by about an inch. So one of my suggestions if you are interested in this particular hilt, is to make sure you have a Neopixel blade on the lighter side, just so you don't have to deal with any too much issues involving the thin neck structure of this hilt, whether it is for just playing around or anything like that. If you have a lighter blade, and that makes it more balanced, or making this hilt that makes this hilt more balanced with it, you'll definitely enjoy it a lot more, because I don't think I would have enjoyed it too much if I were to use this blade with it, due to it probably messing up the imbalancedness of the hilt. Alright, so we're finally on the final part where I put in a blade for you guys to see. This baby powered on. Alright. And of course, I'm going to be using that Neopixel blade that I was talking about, that I prefer using with this hilt. It is a pretty snug fit with the blade in already, but to better secure it, of course, we'll secure it with the retention screw. All right, I'll just zoom out. Unfortunately, for anybody who wanted to see what came with this hilt from the factory, unfortunately, I already changed some of the configurations of this hilt, so it is no longer the factory settings. So whatever you see on this hilt right now is not what you would get. Out of the factory, they gave you, I believe, your usual teensy sound fonts, and I believe they gave you like some Sith sound fonts, like the Luke from Sith, the Graflex, like the I believe it was the Force Awakens Graflex sound font from Sith, and yeah, they also gave you the Kylo Ren Fire Blade sound font from Sith too, as well, I believe. But yeah, those are the sound fonts that it came with, and for the blade profiles that came with those sound fonts, or with this hilt, they were kind of all over the place. They were not. You could say that they weren't the right blade styles. Like, for example, for like the Kylo Ren, your usual crossguard flame effect that you would probably see with the Kylo Ren sound font was probably just like a normal blade, and it was probably like green or something. And like for your Obi-Wan, not Obi-Wan, your Luke, it was like the Return of the Jedi sound font. It was probably like purple or something like that. Blade styles and blade colors was in the wrong order, or in the wrong places, or just not right. So yeah, I basically changed the config file and the configurations of the Proffie board and everything. So now it's my usual setup for Proffie boards right now. Well, technically right now it's set to your usual LGT setups. This is your usual sorry. This is your usual LGT 2-button setup sounds. So yeah, power it on. This is your Ben Solo, as I left it off on Ben Solo, I believe. Or is this Obi-Wan's? This might be the Obi-Wan font from I don't remember where I got that sound font, but yeah. Oops. Oh, I went backwards, I think. Oh no, Sorry, this is the volume control. Right. All right.
Hello there.
This is your the negotiator sound font. This was a free sound font that I found. All right. Your Leia font. I don't remember if this was from Sith or this is from Chirophonic. But yeah.
I'm right.
Ray. As your usual tip drag.
Ascension. Ben Solo.
Alright. Oh yeah.
Empress Palpatine. Kantuku. I've been waiting for this day for a long
These are all the
time.
sound fonts I have on it. Like I said, these are your usual LGT sound fonts.
Darth Maul. I claim this sword. The Force is with you.
All I do know is having a lightsaber isn't what makes you a Jedi.
Ray Skywalker.
Alright. Looks like batteries on the lower side now.
Hello there.
And of course, we're back to the Obi-Wan sound, which is what I particularly like having this hilt on. Alright. But yeah, check that thing out. Looks awesome, right? Obi-Wan is probably one of my favorite characters from Star Wars, so having this hilt is definitely a dream come true for me. You know, Obi-Wan is the reason why I like these thin neck designs. I mean, all thin necks are just all thin necks just look awesome. So yeah. All right. Powered up. Either way, that'll probably wrap up for my review on this hilt. So hopefully I went through everything I could about it and gave everybody enough information of what they want about this hilt. Yeah. Anyways, just for anybody who is also curious, about the default settings of this hilt, you could probably take a look at my review on the 89Sabers Graphics, or from that I got from AliExpress. That review kind of went through the default sound fonts that came with it. Those exact settings were the same settings that came with this Obi-Wan Kenobi 3 hilt from the factory. But yeah, obviously now you can see that I made some changes to the configurations of this hilt already, so I cannot show you that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.